So it's a great pleasure for me to be here. I'm Steve Beck. I'm the co-founder and CEO of SpringHill Equity Partners. We are an impact investment management company headquartered out of London. So we run our fund out of London. I started with a friend of mine, Dr. Kim Tan, who's a serial entrepreneur in the biotech industry. And with some of his spare time, he's finishing up a biotech venture fund. But he had been, with his own money for the last 10 years, investing in businesses in Africa, including actually a significant private game park in the Eastern Cape of South Africa, which Desmond Tutu formally opened, in fact, 2 years ago. So it's, I don't know, cosmic that we're here in the Tutu Center. But essentially, my background is 20 years in strategy consulting, with a responsibility for businesses in South Africa since 1992. So I've been traveling into sub-Saharan Africa for quite some time. I then took a leave of absence from my firm in London and moved to the States to help to build a philanthropic investment bank, if that's not a triple oxymoron. But essentially, it was an organization that was looking to intermediate philanthropic grant capital, into humanitarian and development programs in the global south. And we intermediated about $85 million over 5 years into local community-based projects, applying a kind of investment discipline to the grant making. And the idea of that was to look to see what was the life change impact of the grants. And following that experience, what I saw was certainly life change impact from the grants that we were doing. I think we were doing a pretty good job at it. But seeing some of the things that Andreas referred to as well, seeing some of the dangers and limitations of grant making when it comes to development. Dangers typically being the kind of dependency relationship and kind of feeding a messiah complex in the West that happens in that transaction. But fundamentally, the lack of sustainability and therefore scalability of the change. And so I kind of went back to my business roots, and Kim and I started this fund, which essentially is an impact investment management company. So what we're trying to do here is to invest in businesses that will have a direct, measurable impact on low-income households. Our focus is sub-Saharan Africa. Our focus in particular is focused around East Africa, $1 to $3 million of risk capital, across a range from early stage but through expansion stage businesses, but typically post-revenue businesses. And so that's essentially where we're at. We've got two investment themes. One is adaptive technology, so we're looking at things that were referred to in the first panel, in the mobile telephony space and alternative energy space and so on, products and services that have a significant impact on low-income households as consumers. And then replicable business models, could be franchise business models that create significant employment. So those are our two investment themes. I'll leave it there.